Police in Germany arrest the man suspected of killing 3 people in Friday's knife attack in Solingen. Russian President Vladimir Putin hears reports from top generals about ways to drive Ukrainian forces out of Kursk. Police in Germany have arrested the man suspected of killing 3 people in a knife attack on Friday night in the western city of Solingen. North Rhine-Westphalia's Interior Minister Herbert Reul told public broadcaster ARD that the man police were looking for was taken into custody. Reul gave no further details, but the Bild and Spiegel news websites reported that the suspect had given himself up. The arrest comes after the so-called Islamic State group claimed responsibility for the attack. In a statement published on its Amaq news website earlier on Saturday, the group said the attack had been carried out to avenge Muslims in Palestine. People alerted police shortly after 9:30 p.m. local time on Friday to an unknown attacker who had wounded several people after stabbing indiscriminately on a downtown square. Solingen was hosting the Festival of Diversity to mark the 650th anniversary of the city. It was supposed to run until Sunday, but the event has since been called off. Police in France say they've arrested a man suspected of starting fires and causing an explosion outside a synagogue in the country's southwest. Interior Minister Gérald Darmanin said the alleged perpetrator had been detained. French media said the suspect was shot and injured by police after he opened fire on the officers who came to arrest him in the city of Nîmes. 2 cars parked at the Beth Yaakov synagogue complex in La Grande Motte were set on fire just after 8 a.m. local time. Firefighters discovered additional fires at 2 entrances to the complex. A police officer who walked up to the site was injured after a propane gas tank in one of the vehicles exploded. 5 people, including the rabbi who were in the synagogue at the time of the attack, were unharmed. Prosecutors are investigating the attack as an attempted assassination linked to a terrorist group and destruction of property with dangerous means. Russian President Vladimir Putin has heard reports from top army generals about strategies to counter Ukrainian forces that invaded the Kursk region earlier this month. No details were released about what was discussed, but the Kremlin said that Putin also listened to updates by telephone from troop commanders in Ukraine. Also on Saturday, Russia's defense ministry released footage of what it says is a Ka-52 helicopter attacking Ukrainian positions in Kursk. Again, the ministry gave no details about the military operation to drive Ukraine's forces out of the border region. Ukraine launched the surprise offensive into Kursk on August the 6th, with Kyiv later saying the aim of the incursion was to create a buffer zone to prevent further attacks from Russia on Ukrainian territory. In a speech to mark Independence Day in the capital Kyiv, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky stressed his country's resolve to regain its territorial integrity. He said Kyiv would do everything to push Russia out of Ukraine.
Russia and Ukraine have exchanged more than 200 prisoners of war as part of a deal brokered by the United Arab Emirates. Ukraine said the 115 servicemen who were freed were conscripts, many of whom were taken prisoner in the first months of Russia's invasion. Among them are nearly 50 soldiers captured from the Azovstal steelworks in Mariupol. Russia said its soldiers had been captured in Kursk after Ukraine began its surprise incursion into the region. Several fires broke out on a Greek-flagged oil tanker on Friday following an attack by Yemen's Houthi rebels a day earlier. UK maritime trade operations reported at least 3 fires on board the Sunnian vessel, which now appears to be adrift in the Red Sea. It comes amid a months-long campaign by the Houthis targeting ships over the Israel-Hamas war, disrupting a major trade route through which just under €1 trillion of cargo typically passes each year.